So, welcome, runners. So, this is a brief introduction, and what I'll be doing is a challenge for runners each week. It's an addition to the 3-week classes that you've registered for. So, hopefully, you can join me on the Monday at 7 or the Wednesday at 8 for our 30-minute class. So, most of you have been allocated to one of those two. If there's an issue with that, then just let me know, and hopefully I can swap you. At the moment, the Monday class is by far the bigger class. So as most of you know, obviously I'm a yoga teacher, just in case you haven't noticed, and I'm also a Chi running instructor or coach. So I've brought much more diverse movement to some of the classes. I've also kind of historically been interested in kind of the biomechanics of movement. Done a little bit of work with James Dunn. I attended his classes, not assisted him in any shape or form. So I'll pick up some of his work as well, his practices, usually a lot slower, a bit more breath work, but generally some of those movements are really helpful. So I'm bringing things together, hopefully, to try and support myself and support you in your running career. So welcome. So this week, the challenge is around squats. So some people are really happy with squats, some people find those really difficult. So we're just going to do what we can do within our range. It might be just the structure of your body. It might be that it needs to be a bit more practice. So we will start with a 10 by 10. So some of you have done this before with me. So I've got my legs fairly wide here, and I'm already in a mini squat. So I've got my knees bent slightly and sitting back, so that kind of movement. But I've still got a sense of belly giving me some support. I've got some length through the spine. So I'm not in this position. I'm not rounding the back. I've still got length through the body. Okay. So this is our starting position. And you have your legs as wide as you feel comfortable. You gauge it, and you may need to adjust it as we go through. So I want you to recognize that you can play around a little bit with this. My toes are going out so that my knees will wander, hopefully over the toes, so that my alignment for my knees will be safe. So some of you may have issues with knees. It's quite common with running that there's issues with knees. So you just have to go within your range of ease. If you suddenly start to feel like your knees are giving way, or there's a sharp pain, you've gone too far, you need to come out of it or leave this one out. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands up in front of us. We've got this mini squat already, so basically we can feel the ground. We can feel the ground, particularly through the heels. Press down through the feet without actually going anywhere, so it wakes the legs up. You're pressing into the ground, you're opening up the fingers and the palms of the hands. So there's a wakefulness and there's a sense of strength without strain as we stand before we start. And from here, we're going to just sink a little bit with our pelvis, our bum, and that will mean we'll slightly come forward, we'll slightly kind of lean forward as we come down. The hands come down, the hands come down. To wherever we get to, it's kind of like we're gathering up water here. We bring that up as we come up, and then there's a stage somewhere around the chest where we take the hands and we push up with the palms. We come up a little bit more, and we look up, and then we come back down with the palms coming down, coming down, coming down. We come down to where we come down to. We reach for the water, and we find a way up. And again, even with that water, some resistance. We let the water go. We push up into the air. We look up and we lengthen through the spine. And then we find our way back down. So we're on our third one. We're going to do 10. And we collect the water up. And we rise. And we turn the hands and we lengthen. And we find a way back down. we're about halfway. So the process is to be slow if we can, to increase the range if that feels good, and to really use the glutes and the thighs and the ankles. So there's a lot of strength with this. The slower, the more the muscles are kind of activated, probably the harder it feels. So just go with what feels right. Now the breath should be operating here. So breathing gently through the nose and the mouth, and if you need to breathe out through the mouth, you can, but otherwise just keep with the nose. So if you've got strain in any part of the movement or feeling like there's a little bit of pressure, then an out breath would be nice through the mouth, otherwise stick through the nose, nostril. And that'll be giving you a clue if it's really a challenge, how much the breath is kind of enjoying or not enjoying that. So I've slightly lost count. I'm going to do real life 2 more. So you can do much smaller movements if you need to. So that lengthen, and then that steadiness. So we're looking at steadiness, stable, mobile, strong, gathering, and lengthening. So on this one, let's just extend our legs, extend our arms, and bring our arms back down by our sides, and we'll find a way to get back to standing. We'll just have a shake out. The breath, ease the body. And we just do a little bit of a movement of the shoulders. Really let go and just enjoy and play. It's like a controlled child in a tantrum in a way. You're loosening, you're letting go. Thank you. So that was challenge 1, 10 of those movements. Those spotlight movements, and like I say, you can do much smaller ones if that's where you're up to. Yeah, you can do much smaller ones. So you're still getting the strength, you're still starting to use your glutes a little bit, you still find your stability through your feet grounded, and you're still getting some length, a little bit of extension through the back. So I hope you enjoyed that. You could do that every day for the next week if you wanted to. If this is the kind of thing you want to get into as more of a daily practice, then that'd be great if you find this something that's going to be helpful to you. And I'll see you on Monday or Wednesday for a half an hour session. Look forward to seeing you. Happy running.